What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And on today's episode of Operation Overhaul, we're actually going to be putting these Rev 9 coilovers on this 2005 Civic Si. And these are the Hyper Street 2s. I did look at the reviews on these, and they had about 4.8 stars, and it had roughly about 3,200 reviews. So figured give them a shot and see how they do. The customer was actually going to just do stock struts, and he said if I could find like a medium grade coilover, just go ahead and go with that for about the same price. And these right here with the warranty and everything was roughly about the same price. There's probably about a $50 difference, and that wasn't enough to deter him from trying these out. So, and that was for a decent stock strut, like a decent quality stock strut. And we already have one on, you can see it down in there on the back, and then one on the front. We did the driver's side first, but we're going to start off on this one on the back on the passenger rear. So the access is right here, because these are a hatchback. I can get my hand in there, and this little cover just pulls up, and then there's where your bolts sit. There's one on the front, one on the back, and then you got one more bolt underneath. I'm gonna pull this tire off real quick, and then I'll bring y'all back. All right, we're gonna start off by taking this top portion off, and these are held in with a 14. Once you break them loose, they come out pretty easy. Now, these are Megan Racing coilovers. I know these are better quality, but for these it was going to be way more expensive, and he just wasn't wanting to put that much money into this car. Come on now. Function right, else it gets tight and loose, tight and loose. Alright. Front one's a lot easier to get to. Of course, the front one come right off with not any hesitation. That's how it goes. So now we got that off. We're going to go underneath the car, and we're going to show you where the, I think it is a 17mm bolt that goes through. It holds it into the lower trailing arm. Now we're under the car. I do have it up on my lift a little bit, and the back side of the bolt is right here. Front side is right there. So just to show you about the relationship of it, this is your sway bar end link. There is your 17mm that you're going to have to take out. So I'm going to use my impact and pull this out real quick, and then once you pull that out, you should be able to just let it fall out if you want to, if you're not saving it. But that's all I'm going to do. Once I pull it out, it should just fall right out. We got it out. Here's your bolt. I did have to tap it out with a screwdriver just because it was hung up inside of there. There's our old one. Now what I'm going to do is grab the new one. I'm going to stick it up in there. If I can talk, I'm going to stick it up in there, and I'm actually going to hold it in place with this right here, and it's going to keep pressure on it enough so I can start the bolts up inside the trunk area. So I got it just kind of wedged up in there right now. This is how I did it. Got kind of like a screwdriver in here, and the back side of it is resting on the trailing arm, and that just keeps enough force on it to let you go in there and start the support bolts that go through the strut tower right here. So I'm going to start these, and then I'm going to just kind of run them down with the ratchet a little bit, and then I'll torque them once I get the bottom in, because it's going to kind of kick it over a little bit and allow you to torque it down a little bit better. To line up the bottom down here, I got a long pry bar, and it's got like an adjustable end on there, and I sat it right here on top of the brake caliper bracket, and as you can see, I can put some pressure down on there and it'll move. And with it being a little bit longer, it gives me more leverage, and it allowed me to use a rubber mallet and tap this right here, and it went up into the bracket itself. Let's see how well it's lined up now. I don't think it's lined up enough yet. Nah, I got a little bit more adjusting, and then I can actually put the bolt in, and then we can run it down. We got the rear end, and we're about to start on the front, but I wanted to give you the torque specs for the rear. The bolt on the bottom torques to 45 foot-pounds, and the nuts on the top torque to 22 foot-pounds. Now we're going to go to the front and start taking everything apart. It is a little bit more involved on that, but still it isn't horrible to do this job. So let me get up there, take that tire off, and get situated so I can show y'all how we do all this. We're up front on the passenger side, and you can see where it's been leaking oil everywhere. But the way we're going to do this is we're going to take this cotter pin out. That is a 16 millimeter, and this right here is a special type of tie rod end. The new ones come with those, but since he's already got coilovers on it, we'll use this because I believe they have a special taper to these. So that is a 16 millimeter, and then we're going to take these right here off. These are your cross shaft bolts. The nuts are 22s, the bolt head is a 19, and then once we get that, we can also take, there's a 12 millimeter holding the brake line on, and a 10 millimeter holding the wheel speed sensor on. So you got a 10, a 12, then you got a 22 with 19 millimeter heads, and then a 16 millimeter. Take this off, and I'll thread it down to about the end, and then I'm going to hit it with a hammer, and we'll break this loose. So up here you can tell why we are changing these. See all this oil right there. So we're going to go ahead and start pulling this off. This is the last three things we have to do. You can see there everything we got taken off. So the ones that are on here are 14s, and on the new ones all the bolts for all the struts are going to be 15 millimeters. Oh, there she is. We got her in. Got these bolts torqued, got those, got the mounting bolts up on the top torqued down. So this torques to 32 foot-pounds, these torque to 116 foot-pounds. The mounting bolts on the top, they torque to 43 to 51, somewhere in that range is what it said online. But we do have everything hooked up, brake line, we got the ABS wire and all that stuff. I did film a lot of the other stuff that I did to this. I put a clutch, catalytic converter, a detonation sensor, and an oil pan gasket on this. If I put it up, I'll let y'all know how it drives. I still got to finish that stuff up. I'm about finished with everything, but I just got to bleed the clutch and put fluids in the engine and the transmission, and then put the air cleaner back on. But like I said, if I put all that up, it'll be after this video, and I'll let y'all know how it drives. But like I said, if y'all enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Got the Instagram, Patreon, all that good stuff, the merchandise if anybody's interested. And then I guess that's it. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. I get to them as soon as I can. If I did anything wrong, y'all let me know. First time ever putting coilovers on one of these, so I know I'm probably gonna get some critiques in the comment section, but they are welcome, just because this is a learning thing for everybody, not just people watching, but for me as well. But y'all remember, torch tight. Y'all have a great day.